Hi, you may know any of my content from doing the Packy One Chip Challenge to trying any energy drink on the market to what's like one of my first videos where I called Mountain Dew tastes like wood polish. My name is Nathan. You probably must comment on there. Also, someone's probably left a comment saying like, learn English, speak English. What are you saying? I get that a lot, but I like toys as well, if you haven't noticed my backgrounds. I like Transformers. I also like Lego, though most of my Legos in boxes and pieces. There are now select Lego sets that I really love, and I guess now I'm monetizing for content. I have the Going Merry from One Piece that's sitting over there somewhere. But then I picked up the Lego Game Boy. Okay. I was like, I guess make content, or just have fun building it. You know, I do food stuff, but also a big nerd, and I could have put this on a separate channel, but I don't feel like making another channel to make content for that every week. So maybe like every once in a while you might get me doing like builds or stuff like that. Yeah, maybe you might get some merch stuff that goes more with like food stuff. Like I want to do a Star Wars video in May, so stay tuned for that. Whenever I decide to buy that off eBay. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys want? This is kind of a field test, and I wanted to do it on a smaller set, so I don't feel like I wasted so much time, like with Going Merry. So let's go ahead and build this. Alright, here we go. I don't know really how I wanted to do this, so I just propped my phone up, and I'm struggling to open this. People like voiceover stuff, so we'll see how this goes. I love Game Boys. Game Boys are fun. Game Boys was one of my first consoles, so it was very fun to get to look at this, to build this. It comes with 2 different cartridges. You got Legend of Zelda and, of course, Super Mario World. As a kid, I played a lot of the first Super Mario game, which was boatloads of fun. I gotta say, I love the instructions. There's this like gamer guide feel to it that I really like. It kind of explains stuff about Legend of like it explains some of like the Game Boy stuff. It has like a breakdown of it internally, but through Lego. Same with the cartridges, which I think is a reference to some of the older games. I think that was really fun. Of course, they just did Mario and Zelda. I really wish they had some of the other games, like some of the more original games, which would have been more fun. You could blame this video all on Peebs. I really like his content. He did a whole video on this where he did one of the Zelda sets, which I've also thought of buying, but I don't have a big attachment to Zelda. Alright, we're building one of the cartridges, which looks like boatloads of fun. We're building a cartridge, but it doesn't feel like I'm building a cartridge. That's how most Lego goes, where you're building it and then it becomes something else. That's the gist of what I get. Alright, where's that sticker sheet? The next thing it's calling for is some of these tiles or tabs here. They have like a lenticular effect to it. Here's the Mario one there. It's calling for some of these lenticular cards. Here's a good look at it. This is the Mario one. There's also another Mario one. Him saying Peach. And Nintendo, which is really cool. And what we need to grab is the Mario ones. Here's kind of what we're building. It's supposed to be, I guess, the top or bottom of the cartridge. What is everyone's favorite console? I'm a big fan of the original Wii. I'm also a big fan of the Nintendo Color, which, frustratingly, if Nintendo makes that, I will buy that day one. Coming off. There we go. Next time I should get like a GoPro thing strapped to my chest to see what everyone's looking at. I just have it propped up at the moment, so I don't know how well the build is going, how well everyone's seeing everything. Alright, we're gonna get this little stick piece there. We are placing stickers. The one thing I hate. Oh, Game Boy. Alright. We officially have a cartridge. Or, hold on. We now officially have a cartridge. And this was actually, that's cool. There's stands. It's a little stand for the Mario cartridge. This is nostalgic because Mario was one of my first games. Here's a good look at it. Again, it was one of my first games on the original Game Boy, which, you know, I wasn't the right age for a Game Boy. I say that, but I think there was a group of kids at my age bracket where we really got like all these secondhand consoles. Like, the parents were like, we're not gonna make you buy we're not gonna buy like the new consoles, whatever was at the time, the GameCube, I think. And so we all had like Game Boy Advances or like original Game Boy. It was weird. Actually, I had a Game Boy and a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advanced. It was actually kind of cool. Alright, on to bag 2. We are building the actual case of said Game Boy. You know, they should really re-release the original Game Boy. So with like modern technology, like there's some games you could release. I don't know if the processing power is big enough for you to play like a modern game, but it'd be really nice. It'd be way overpriced though. I would say that they would have it way too much. We're doing this really weird how we're building this. We're doing a lot of these double house. I'm sure there's a handbook out there from Lego where it's like how what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like the name of all the different pieces, like what they are. There has to be, right? I won't even know what that piece would be called. Gotta find more of these little dots. Peebs, I'm gonna tag you in videos until we do something together because you think you're an awesome guy and we should do content. It's your fault we're doing this video. You have more excuse. You've been doing the channel stuff longer than I have. Fun enough, I had a friend tell me about their brother's channel. He does content too. So, go Lexi's brother. I can't think of your name off the top of my head. More tiles. Cool. Okay, once we fill up all the tiles, people in my Discord are blowing up my phone. Go check out the long distance pizza party Discord. I don't know how interesting this video is gonna be. It's gonna be fun editing this. Okay, then we get this piece, and we just pop it on, and that kind of just cements everything together. Then we get the little itty bitty tiles. I'm assuming this is the bottom of the controller. I'd assume. Or no, this is the back of it. Oh yeah, because they had a weird vent on the back. That's right. So now we're just gonna do a bunch of vents. It's interesting to see Lego. How much like with Lego, where it starts and where it becomes, like you get like a before and after. It's very interesting. No, we don't want to go all the way. Oh, no, we do go all the way. That's the other thing. That's what also frustrates me is the Lego steps, right? Steps that it take to fill it. Kind of frustrating. It's like Transformers. One step is flipping one arm over. That's the other thing. I really want to get one of those Transformer sets, but I always feel like they're too much. And I say that, and I bought a Lego pirate ship. That or I could save the going merry for whenever season 3 comes out. I don't want to let a set like that sit around because it does look cool. And I do want to build it. All right, we got this piece here. We got this piece here, which is the battery. So we're gonna pop that on. That's gonna kind of hold the whole bread together. What is that? Some of the Lego instructions have changed since I was a kid, but also are they changing the paper bags too? I noticed that I built the Lightning McQueen set. I bought that. I was like, that's interesting. That's my childhood. I'm gonna have me a Lightning McQueen from Speed Champions, and it was all paper bags. It was weird. Also, why is there any Batmobiles in Speed Champions? Like, just make it like a race car themed one. I guess it doesn't fit. Where's some NASCAR ones? We got... Oh, I missed a step. Gosh darn it. Get this. Get this. Baguette looking pieces. And then a little... That... Whatever it's called. Another baguette. Again, all Lego pieces probably have phrasage and names. But I don't know what it is. It's actually kind of cool to see the evolution of Lego, honestly. Like, as a kid, the sets are cool. Looking at them, like, nostalgia-wise, they're kind of boring. Like, the original Lego Batmobile Batmobile, that one's fun to build. The original Batcave they did in Arkham Asylum are kind of boring. It's cool to see newer ones, but there's a certain nostalgic of that original one that I really wish they would just remake, but add a bunch to it, just to have. Like, we're doing everything. Like, heck, and the new Lego Batman game, you're getting that original Nightwing in that game. That was in the games, and I think he had a figure. I never had the figure from said game, but I knew of him, and I thought he looked really cool. So I loved the spiky hair, which was very something he had at the time, like the anime style hair, which again they reused from RoboForce, whatever the mech Lego was at the time. Okay, then we have what I'm thinking is a side of it. Make sure I'm doing the facing this right. What is tabbing? I'm confused. Is that what's... Oh, that's kind of gonna hold that all together. Okay, I see what we're doing there. Okay, right? Is that right? No, I did something wrong. I again, gosh darn it, I built something wrong. I just missed a road of venting. But of course, how could I tell? There's so much venting that I had to do. There we go, fixed it. 5 vents, not 4 vents. Again, you kind of go on autopilot and you kind of forget what you're doing. Okay, there we go. Got that on there. And then... that piece. Probably just going to speed through this part, just building another one of these. Originally, I was just going to live stream this, but I don't know if someone would have enjoyed me live streaming this. But then also, YouTube's been weird, and I can't live stream at the moment. I don't know why. I can do everything it said to do, and it don't fix it. It's really frustrating. Okay, this is 2 bags about so far. We're getting there. Okay, now we're starting to add stuff. Starting to get structural integrity. That was the sketch thing about the set is sometimes stuff just feels very loose and not rigid enough. I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. I'm missing a piece. We are going to cheat because I am pretty sure I am missing a piece. I'm supposed to have one of these gray... Pretty sure I'm supposed to have one of these gray pieces here. But it's brown. Like, I think they just didn't put a piece in, or I'm just blind. Or it fell off somewhere. It is sitting in, like, in a box somewhere under my desk. That's going... here. Alright, yep. Going there. I'm assuming that's going to be this piece here. I'm trying to build a structure for the front part, looks like. This piece is plugging in right there. Interesting how this is all turning out. Again, the creativity of Lego and how stuff fits together. It versus like 20 years ago, some of these sets just were like blocks, and like here's this set. Now it's like almost recreations of whatever scenario it is. Okay, and then the second part is going on. Well, make sure I flip everything right. The other side. Right? Or did I build that wrong? I built that wrong. Ah, crap. On to bag number 3, which we're going to do another night. I got stuff to do in the morning, so it's fun so far what we got. It's been interesting to see how this turns out. So we're going to do a quick clothing change. And we are back. Do this second part, second day. Got a new shirt, shave the beard. Everything looks uncomfortably nice. So let's get into bag 3. Where to go? All right. Give Lego credit. They put a lot of the small stuff into individual bags. I do appreciate that. Then we're also going to move this. It's not a cape. It's whatever we're working on. So here is the progress we've made so far. The back cover of the console. Okay, then we are calling for this and this. What are we building? We're building another. I do like the complexity of this set. I do like that it's kind of, you get the inner workings of the Game Boy. I think that's a really neat trick there. Okay, then we're gonna get this picture frame essentially. All right, so I want to go do bag 3 and do this, and I don't know where the footage is. At least the phone footage. It just didn't record. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, here's what we have so far of our Game Boy. I love some details. I love that the buttons are tactile. For $60, it should be. These buttons, not quite. It feels like they should be. I mean, they're kind of... Oh, I stand corrected. They do move a little bit. There we go. They kind of stick like the original buttons, and these buttons are like nice little rubber wheels. There's nice tactileness to it. I love that. So let's get on to bag 4. Okay, we get this little dongle looking piece. Goes there. I'm really liking the intrinsicness and the electricity of the set. The annoying thing is with this set is some of the details of the pieces where you have to like use a certain piece because some of them just have like a printed sticker on it. It's so weird. Okay. That was a little tricky trying to figure out how that popped on, but now we're starting to get the actual frame there. This is actually really cool. All right, so I got the Game Boy finished being built. The stand was very boring. Didn't really need to bore you with that. It's actually really nice stand wise. Some Lego stuff that stands, or some of the stands that Legos come with are very weird and janky. Like I think one of the best ones because it's also the cargo holder on the Slave One ship or whatever Boba ship's starfighter. That it's like the luggage tray. I think it's really clever. This one just has a little clip that clips to the bottom there. Really cool. I love that. And of course, you got stands for your cartridges, which I've kind of shown off already. I think this is really clever. This is a really fun set. I would love Lego to do other consoles, like an Xbox, a PS4. I think they did a Super Nintendo. Actually, I need to see how much where that's at and see if it's still available somewhere for not absorbent in price. Cause I love that retro look. Like this is the stuff I like. This stuff. Where's like a GameCube? Where is like a Game Boy Color? I love this in clear plastic. Where is a Game Boy Advance? There's a bunch of fun retro stuff. And Atari, come on. There's some crap. There's some fun Lego sets out there that I really want. Like they had a like Lego record player, like Lego stuff like that really intrigues me now. Versus like the Batcave or stuff like that. Like that stuff really intrigues me. This is very different from content that I've done. It isn't edible, I don't think. No, I don't think it's edible. This stuff's fun. I love retro stuff. I love building kits. I love Lego, so it was really fun to see Lego do something like this. Again, this is gonna be a nice like fidget toy for my desk. This is, man, yeah, definitely go grab the Game Boy. It is about $60. Get it for that, or maybe wait for it to go on sale. I think the cheapest place I saw was at Best Buy. There's just a bunch of fun detail. The the fun build, just building a brick, is really fun. Let me know another Lego set maybe you want me to try. Maybe I'll do these occasionally, or do like a live stream thing, do a chat or something like that. That'd be a long one. I got the Lego Going Merry over here. I want to build that at some point, so let me know what you guys want that, and how can I change the format to make it more interesting and visual for you guys. Maybe I'll get a second camera setup and mount it or something like that. Again, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what your favorite Lego set was. Let me know what you like about this channel if you found it and you're like, hey, what else here? Oh, it's not Lego, it's food stuff. I'm just branching out, trying something, on a lark. Guys, have a good rest of your day. Super, stay faithful, peace.